Hey everyone! Today we're talking about a housing shift happening right here in Port Coquitlam, or as locals call it, PoCo. The city is making a significant move away from townhouse development and towards something called rowhouses. So what does that mean for residents, families, and the future of housing in the Tri-Cities? Let's break it all down. First things first, what exactly is a rowhouse and how is it different from a townhouse? A row house is typically a smaller home separated from its neighbors by a bit of yard space. It usually has a short backyard and a garage that's accessed from a back lane. Think of it as a more compact ground level home with a little breathing room on each side. A townhouse, on the other hand, tends to be a multi-story unit that shares walls directly with neighboring units, often without that lane access garage or side yard. Both housing types are generally considered affordable options for young families, but they serve slightly different needs and fit differently on a lot. And that difference in fit, that's actually at the heart of this whole story. So here's the situation. Port Coquitlam has seen townhouse development slow down significantly. There just aren't many new townhouse projects in the pipeline right now. Why? Well, there are a couple of big reasons. Number one, land assembly is tough. Putting together enough land to build a proper townhouse development is increasingly difficult and expensive. Number two, provincial housing policy has changed the math. Recent rules now allow between 4 and 6 dwellings on a single parcel of land. That sounds like good news for density, and it is, but it has actually narrowed the cost benefit margin for townhouse redevelopment. In other words, developers are finding it harder to make the numbers work for townhouses specifically. So city staff looked at the situation and came up with a practical solution. Approximately 289 lots that are currently designated for townhouses don't actually have the depth needed to build townhouses properly. But here's the thing, those same lots could fit rowhouse just fine. The recommendation? Tweak the official community plan to allow row houses to be built on those 289 lots. And along with that, the new policy would increase allowable lot coverage from 40 to 45%, giving builders a little more flexibility. Now, how is city leadership responding to this proposal? Mayor Brad West was cautiously optimistic. He said, and I quote, "I hope it does. If it doesn't, we may need to make further adjustments." He described the plan as a good first step and acknowledged that there are a lot of big picture economic conditions the city simply can't control. His focus? Doing what the city can control and making it easier to build the right kind of housing in the right places. Councillor Paige Petru was even more enthusiastic. She called Rowhouse townhousing super important for Port Coquitlam and said she hopes the row homes pick up. That kind of council support is a good sign that this policy change has momentum behind it. It's worth noting that townhouses have historically served as a transition zone between single family neighborhoods and higher density areas. Row houses can play a similar role, keeping that middle ground housing type alive in PoCo's neighborhoods. So why should you care about this? Whether you're a renter, a homeowner, a young family looking to buy, or just someone who cares about how your city grows, this matters. The missing middle in housing, that space between a single family detached home and a high rise condo, is something cities across Metro Vancouver are struggling to fill. Rowhouses are a great example of missing middle housing. They are ground oriented, they feel like a home, they are generally more affordable than detached houses, and they can fit into existing neighborhoods without dramatically changing the streetscape. By rezoning those 289 lots and making it easier for row houses to get built, Port Coquitlam is trying to keep housing options open for the kinds of families and individuals who might otherwise be priced out of the city entirely. Port Coquitlam's move from townhouse to rowhouse zoning is a small but meaningful step in addressing the housing crunch in the Tri-Cities. It's practical, it's targeted, and is responsive to what's actually happening on the ground. We'll be keeping an eye on how this develops, whether developers take advantage of the new zoning, and whether row houses start popping up across PoCo's neighborhoods. If you would like to buy or sell properties, remember to call or text me. You can find my contact information by QR code or check the description below the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.